Welcome to P2G's Tuesday Night Crypto in Your Business. So, tonight is where we explain how we get crypto into your business. And if you don't have cryptocurrency in your business, how and why you should have cryptocurrency as a part of your business model and your financial model. Hello, my name is Ruby T. I'm also known as the Crypto Queen of Harlem, but also one of the founders of P2G Networks. This is my partner, Mr. Thomas, and we are here to share in a live classroom version of how cryptocurrency plays a part in all of life. It is integrating itself. So, Mr. Thomas, today we're going to have a talk about basically how to make that happen for folks. You want to share with us a little bit about what your focus in this area is? What's your interest in this area?
Well, we run a business that's actually called Gotcha Tech, and actually what we're doing, we actually created an educational platform from it, and it allows us to teach community business owners to actually interact, own, and actually take advantage of what's coming, soon to be coming, or even here in the crypto space, and how it affects them directly. How it affects them directly and indirectly.
Well, one thing, how does it, we want to really make it very clear that cryptocurrency and small businesses, we see a lot going on in the large arena for major businesses and corporations getting on board, governments, and even banks. Now, we know none of them got that. They ain't got that right now. That's not what we saw in the
You know
news
how I
last
feel
couple
about
of
that
years.
statement, right? That's like
ain't nobody got no Bitcoin, ain't nobody got no crypto.
That's that governmental magic, is what we call it. Governmental magic.
The fact of the matter is that in all of reality, cryptocurrency has become a part of the terrain.
Absolutely.
Now, the difference is going to be how it affects our business community, because to be honest, I don't think most businesses know that community businesses make up the majority of the tax writing, but not write-off, tax writing, meaning the payers of the taxes for the government. So small businesses have been the focus over the last couple of years. If you haven't noticed, and if you own a small business or nonprofit or a small company, probably less than 50 employees, just you, or even an entrepreneurship, mom and pop business, you might have noticed that a lot of funding has been pretty much pushed your way, because it has been found that you are the majority of the tax-paying company.
Yes, you are.
Tax-paying society, because you take in the finances at a higher rate than others, and you are how society runs. We have Walmarts, we have those big stores, but they're limited in what they can do to create jobs. Walmart can create but so many jobs that will cover the country after a while, and jobs that would pay in a matter of allowing people to live. We've actually learned that over time. I learned around the country, Walmarts actually don't allow you to make enough income, or allow folks to make income in a matter that would support them. So you still need supplemental income just to be working at Walmart. Major companies, we have companies like Google, we have companies like this one, Amazon, that are opening up local, they're opening up local plants. Well, does it seem to you and me like the world is going back to factory work? Like it's becoming predominantly the business of factory work?
I don't know. It's more than factory work. It's more logistically. It's more logistics, meaning they have come up with the idea that instead of creating the product, they created making the product more accessibly available to you in a faster manner. So you don't have to wait as long for all the stuff that you wanted to. So they made it logistically easier for you to get the products that you want.
So being really clear, Walmart doesn't make anything. They
Not
really
at all.
don't. They don't. So Walmart is a logistics company that needs entrepreneurs like ourselves in order to really, function. Does that sound right? I mean, work with me here.
Well, one of the things I noticed with Walmart is, and
Mhm.
you said it best earlier, they don't provide enough income for you to work. So even if you did, you know, and
Amazon, Walmart, sorry.
this is not to put anyone's business out in the street, but I have a friend who
It
works
already
for
is.
they work for Walmart. And do you know when you get employed at Walmart, they actually hand you a social service application at the same time?
A social
Because they
service
already
application.
know they're not going to give you the hours. They tell you from Jump Street, it's part of the HR application. So once you really
Social
get that,
services like what?
food stamps,
Oh,
medical coverage,
wow. Supplemental.
supplemental.
So, isn't that stuff you're supposed to do when you don't have a job?
Guess what? There's all
Wow.
there's also, one of the other things most people don't know, and I was actually caught up in the middle of it one time, and I'm only gonna speak from my
Uh-huh.
benefit. When I was working security early in my career, when I
Right.
didn't make enough income, I could actually go to unemployment and apply for the other 40 hours because I still had to make an income. Because when I was hired as a 40-hour employee, but for a long time, I was making 23 hours, 26 hours.
Mhm.
And someone told me, he said, you can get the rest of it from unemployment. I said, how? I have a job. They said, unemployment, that is one of the benefits of being unemployed or
Right.
underemployed.
Underemployed, exactly. And so that being, we want to share with anyone, this is informational, but it's also an educational
Yes.
platform. We are going to go through some of the how to combat and what to deal with. So we want to just get some preface on what's going on out here, you know, um, why you need to have crypto as a part of your business. Now, the reasons that we're talking about today, I want to touch on a couple of extra areas that I know we haven't touched on. And Mr. Thomas, you yourself actually just opened that door up. So as a business owner, if you have cryptocurrency, you don't know what it is, you're not very sure, you heard some really bad things about it, you heard some good things about it, you're nervous. So what's needed in this space will always be education and training. So definitely
Absolutely.
loving it because we're coming to you from a platform that is all about education and training of the community to be able to not just utilize cryptocurrency, but interconnect their utilization like we do with the fiat dollar. In order for a fiat dollar to have a value, it has to have value to someone other than the holder. Now that's the same thing. Cryptocurrency works just the same way. We teach you about how its value works so that you can then extend what you make to people that buy and sell from you, the value of buying and selling with cryptocurrency with you. Now, how we get to that? Let's start with the first thing. In our education system, we always start with the basis of sharing what is cryptocurrency? What is Bitcoin about? What is all of this? Why am I in this space? Why do I want to get into crypto? So the first thing to do is share the truth, is to speak the truth and share the benefits. So let's do. All right, so let's get you started with the first video.
Real, we have volume issues.
The bank checks its records to see if I've got enough. You want to buy something normally using your normal bank card. This is what happens. I give my card details to the shop. The shop asks the bank if I'm good for the money. The bank checks its records to see if I've got enough in my account. If I do, it lets the shop know. It updates its records to show the movement of money from my account to the shop's. Oh, and it takes a little cut for its trouble. Now, if you wanted to remove the bank from that system, who else would you trust to keep those records and not alter them or cheat in any way? Well, I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't trust you. In fact, I wouldn't trust any single person. But I might trust everyone. The idea is you don't have a central record of transactions. Instead, you distribute many, many copies of this ledger around the world. Each owner of each copy records every transaction. So, to buy something using cryptocurrency, money, the bookkeepers all check their records to see if I have enough. If I do, they tell the shop, and then all update their records to show the movement of money. So there's no way that a forged transaction can make it in. If I try to alter a ledger, it won't match all of the other copies, and it gets rejected. Oh, and one of them, at random, will be given a reward of some newly created cryptocurrency. This is how cryptocurrencies work. And remember, all of these bookkeepers, all of these ledgers, they're not actually people, they're computers. Lots of computers.
So with that said, so what is cryptocurrency?
Digital gold, digital cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Digital gold, digital cash, and
It's software if you really want to get, if you want to get really down to.
exactly. It is
It's really-
software. These are computers, you know? It has to do with computers and the movement of finances. And, you know, really value moving back and forth. Mr. Thomas, you know, you added a actual extra step to the value of this crypto for small businesses. You know that?
Oh, did I?
Yes, you did. So just to share with everyone, if you're a small business and you have, say, employees, and you have and your employees are, you know, with you, and if you can only pay them but a certain amount, you know, I want to give you know, kudos, because this has been proven in different places in the world, that cryptocurrency being used as a form of currency for payment for a service. Florida, some of the Floridians are getting paid in cryptocurrency. Mr. Thomas, could you mute for just a moment, please? We live in there. So yeah, Florida, several of the government organizations, their government offices, and I believe it's in Miami, are currently paying their employees in Bitcoin. Now, what does that do for the employee?
It maybe intentionally or unintentionally, it allows them to actually get a pay raise on a regular basis.
Yeah, if they keep it in Bitcoin, come on.
Yeah, that they operate in Bitcoin, they are actually ahead of the game, because Bitcoin, or what we call the legacy coin, allows them to actually have an asset in their possession, and they can build on that asset. They can literally build and operate and live their life on Bitcoin.
And because it's an asset and it goes up, can you just imagine getting your regular paycheck, but the cash value after that paycheck comes in goes up in value, even incrementally. So if you have the education, and this is what this platform is about, educating the average person as to how to manage cryptocurrency. Because once you have the wherewithal and the skill set to actually operate in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, you can then make decisions that change how your financial outcome goes. Can you imagine only being able to pay what normally is a $30 an hour fee, or $30 an hour financial wage? Now, I can only pay 15. My budget says 15. but I'm paying in Bitcoin. I'm paying in cryptos.
I will take that.
Okay?
I
You
will
will
take
take that. See, you'll take that because you know what to do with it.
Absolutely.
You know what the potential is. If I was getting paid in Shiba Inu right now, I would definitely, this is another cryptocurrency. I would be like, okay, cool. Because I know that those little coins are on the rise. And so I can also, it has this fluidity that allow to cash out. So it gives me more money to
Mhm.
operate. What do we do with money that we get from our jobs? That when we go to work, what do we do with our money?
Pay our bills right off the bat.
We go shopping, we pay our bills, we do business in our community, correct?
Absolutely.
For my business owners, this is what is happening currently. Your customers who are unemployed and on services are starting to do less business with you. Notice that the price of the dollar is starting to go up. As the price of the dollar is going up, but the value is going down. So everything you buy, you're paying more for. And so others have to pay, that your customers have to pay you more money to maintain.
Absolutely.
At a time in the world where they have less income. But what if more of them started showing up at the door with more income? Maybe not cash, because maybe their coins, they had more coin than cash. Well, a lot of them may be involved with cryptocurrency. Now, the question for you, why aren't you? Why aren't you involved with cryptocurrency? Why aren't you receiving it? Why aren't you accepting it? Because you don't yet know what it is. So this thing called the blockchain makes it all possible. It makes it secure. It gives it its one-way feature. Okay. And we like that. And we'll explain what the one-way feature is. I will share a video.
Vote. Have you ever wondered whether your ballot is actually counted? If you meet someone online, how do you know they're who they say they are? When you buy coffee that's labeled fair trade, what makes you so certain of its origin? To be sure, really sure, about any of those questions, you'd need a system where records could be stored, facts could be verified by anyone, and security is guaranteed. That way, no one could cheat the system by editing records, because everyone using the system would be watching. Systems like this are on the horizon, and the software that powers them is called a blockchain. Blockchains store information across a network of personal computers, making them not just decentralized, but distributed. This means no central company or person owns the system, yet everyone can use it and help run it. This is important because it means it's difficult for any one person to take down the network or corrupt it. The people who run the system use their computer to hold bundles of records submitted by others, known as blocks, in a chronological chain. The blockchain uses a form of math called cryptography to ensure that records can't be counterfeited or changed by anyone else. You've probably heard of the blockchain's first killer app, a form of digital cash called Bitcoin that you can send to anyone, even a complete stranger. Bitcoin is different from credit cards, PayPal, or other ways to send money because there isn't a bank or financial middleman involved. Instead, people from all over the world help move the digital money by validating others' Bitcoin transactions with their personal computers, earning a small fee in the process. Bitcoin uses the blockchain by tracking records of ownership over this digital cash, so only one person can be the owner at a time and the cash can't be spent twice, like counterfeit money in the physical world can. But Bitcoin is just the beginning for blockchains. In the future, blockchains that manage and verify online data could enable us to launch companies that are entirely run by algorithms, making self-driving cars safer, help us protect our online identities, and even track the billions of devices on the Internet of Things. These innovations will change our lives forever, and it's all just beginning. To learn more about the urgent future of the blockchain, please visit iftf.org/blockchainfutureslab.
So one, why did I leave that information up? Where to find that information?
Well, this, and just speaking laymanly, if you really want to understand where this blockchain thing that we're talking about is going, and it's going to be involving everything that we use and operate on. But why go where they say the Internet of Things?
Exactly.
Everything is going to be on there eventually.
Okay.
At
And that's true.
Everything is going to be there.
Well, when we say everything, we got to understand, most people don't know, and this is for my business owners who are just new to this whole process. I get that there's so many, facets and things to understand. I want you to get that we totally get where you're coming from. Hey, everyone, Miss Fong, it's awesome to see you. How you doing? She says hello to everyone. We want everyone to understand that we're sharing this information for your understanding. Your business can do business in cryptocurrency. Your business can accept crypto, and it also has the power to be a crypto portal. So you can yourself provide, as a business owner, cryptocurrency to your customers and other community members. And we're going to share why that's important. See, we're going to get around the conversation, and I like this because we get to share a little bit of the conversation around blockchain and who's talking about it, and that's why I'm really excited, because we get, I always consider myself a Kiyosakian. Anybody know who Robert Kiyosaki is? I'm big time into Robert Kiyosaki, okay? And because this gentleman was the first person to introduce the idea and the reason for saving in assets to the average person. He explained to us that saving money in a bank was going to be fruitless. We need fruitful activity. We need the kind of conversations, or I should say the kind of understanding of finance that literally changes the game for us. Mr. Thomas, I'm going to ask you to mute. But the fact of it all is, this is a terrain that is all very new to so many people. But why let big businesses get ahead of us when it was created for the people? And what Robert Kiyosaki has been saying, it's so weird because in this instance, we got to the game, while he was sharing, gold and silver and real estate, we got into crypto before he became aware of it. But quickly, I knew that he was going to be coming into the crypto space. I knew this because from what he had taught early on was that these things are inevitable. And I'm going to share a little bit of a news story from last week that we were able to get and share. Let me just make sure that's gone. Get and share with other people. So let's get this caught up. It talks about the crash. It talks about what's happened in the markets. And I want you all to get a chance to see a little bit of this. This is one of my favorite channels that covers finance, and then one of his go-tos, which is Kitco, a provider of Bitcoin, of cryptocurrency, of gold and silver and precious metals. And they actually cover the news on it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what the average business, the small business owner really, really needs to happen. But let's talk about first, what is happening in the markets that put us in a position that this is an option that we need to consider as business owners. This is why we're talking about this. This is where the conversation comes from. So let's get it popping, okay?
Guru and the author of more than 26 books, including the international bestseller, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert, good to have you back with us on Kitco.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate your being part of your program. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate your insight, and we want to get those insights on this October crash. Secretary Yellen is warning that if Congress doesn't raise the debt limit by October 18th, that there'll be a financial crisis, a calamity, as she calls it. Is this what you think will trigger this October crash?
Well, I think it's already been triggered personally, because after I posted that market crash, the S&P 500 is really the S&P 7, and it's being held up by Treasury Secretary Yellen and Powell. So there's no correlation between the economy and what Yellen and Powell are doing. Now, I say one more thing is that I'm a little strange in that I like crashes. So this next crash is going to be really, really good, but it'll bring down gold, silver, Bitcoin, stocks. But the good news is a crash is a good time to get rich. So that's why I'm optimistic, and I'm very optimistic on gold, silver, and Bitcoin, not on stocks.
All right. Well, let's first focus on the equity side of this crash and then talk about gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So what do you think essentially really triggers this? When you say crash, how many percentage points are you talking here? What do you anticipate?
Well, the big debate is there inflation or deflation? And if you look historically, what's happened today is the nominal debt to GDP is a correlation of M2, the volume of money, times the velocity of money.
Right.
And the reason Yellen and Powell are scrambling is because they've expanded M2, so everybody thinks there's going to be inflation. But velocity of money, which is what Jim Records and I always talk about, the velocity of money is plummeting. People are not spending. So they pump all this money in, prices go up. Meanwhile, the Asians are catching up now. The ports are finally open. So it is transitory inflation. But the problem is we're stacked with this massive debt, and all it's done is bump up the stock market and real estate market. The money has not gone into the economy. That's the sad part. So the rich get richer, but the poor and middle class are getting poorer. It is tragic what's happening today.
So what sets this off? Do you anticipate that there won't be some kind of way to raise the debt ceiling come October 18th?
Well, they can do all they like, but I'll just say it again. It's M2, which is money supply, times velocity.
Right, but what's the trigger? What is the trigger that all of a sudden destroys investor confidence, which is already a little shaky at the moment when investors really look at the fundamentals? But what's the trigger that really shatters investor confidence in the equity markets?
Well, I don't know what it'll exactly be, but you can't keep printing fake money. You know, that's M2. And the velocity of money keeps dropping, but the debt keeps going up. So you and I don't have to go to Harvard to understand that's not good. So they're just going to keep doing the same old thing. And meanwhile, you know, that's what we're doing today is actually going to kill the economy too, because you and I are now on, let's say, Zoom. So technology is going to wipe out more jobs. Like, who's going to fly? Who's going to stay at a hotel? You know, I can now do more seminars in a day. You know, I did one the other day. I did a recording in Europe. I did one in the States, and then that evening I did one in Singapore. I don't climb on an airplane? So meanwhile, they're trying to keep these dead industries afloat, and somebody's going to say, hey, it cannot go much further, and it's coming this October, because the velocity of money is now too slow. Savings are going up, spending is going down.
Well, look, I mean, technology can be deflationary, as you say, but, you know, when it comes to in-person meetings and webinars and conferences, you can't really replace that in-person connection that you get. But yeah, to your point, the fact that people are having Zoom meetings has certainly reduced business travel, certainly very much for the time being. I'm interested, though, Robert, why you say that when this equity market crashes, that gold, silver, and Bitcoin are all going to crash as well.
This is going to be the biggest crash in world history. We have never had this much debt pumped up. Debt is the biggest problem of all, but that's called M2, money supply. And the debt to GDP ratio is out of sight. So when it comes down, which it brings everything down with it, that's when I'm going to be buying more gold, silver, and Bitcoin. If I could say a couple of more things, this published this book here. It's called The Capitalist Manifesto. It comes out November 10th. And I want to give people the big picture. The reason I don't care for Yellen or Powell, because they're both Marxist. And when I say that, I get nailed. But I will read you a quote from Lenin. Okay, this is Vladimir. He says, the establishment of a central bank, this is a direct quote, is 90% of a communizing of a nation. That's Yellen and Powell. And the other statement from Lenin is, and this is in manifesto here, the best way to destroy the capitalist system is to debauch the currency. So Michelle, every time I've been on your program, I just say the same thing. I like gold, silver, Bitcoin because I don't trust the Treasury. I don't trust the Fed. And, Ron Paul said we should end the Fed. I agree with him. They're actually Marxist organizations. And that's what I cover in my.
Okay, so in this space, I want to make sure that I bring you up to it. So like I said, we learn in this space. He's having a lot of conversation that's very it's a lot of sophisticated language and very much business lingo. So for my business owners, you got to know this. To move forward in business, if you don't understand what a GDP is, if you don't understand what Q1, what is it, M1, M2, Q1, 2, and 3 is, if you don't understand that, don't worry, because that comes with education. It comes with time. And it also comes with being in a flow of people who know. But let's talk about what he said, because debt to GDP, if we just took it and looked at very simply, I want you to think of it. How much you have compared to how much you owe. Debt, how much you owe. GDP, gross, it's the gross domestic product. That's what we have. So we have way less in reality than what we owe. That's really all he's saying. That's nationwide. Okay, that's United States.
Absolutely.
And how do we fit in that as small businesses? You see in your prices, he's talking about inflation. He's talking about the price of things going up. Notice that you're paying more, so you got to pass that on. For my people who are doing travel, and I thought travel was going to be dirt cheap for a long time. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. You could go with to a lot of places, but outside of this, outside of the restrictions because of quarantines and different things like that, you're going to be looking at the lack of ability to cover this. If your income doesn't say vacation, you can't talk me into it. You're not talking to the average person or the large numbers of people who were saving up for vacation and putting away for plans. Those, I hate to say it, those are luxuries, and they will go quickly as what he talks about takes place. And that's not if it happens, that's as it's taking place, because this is what's happening now. Secretary Yellen she's the Secretary of what? Finance.
Secretary of the Treasury.
She's the Treasury. Talk to me. When the Secretary of Treasury tells you we in trouble because we owe more than we have and we about to come due, that means that, think about it I want you to think, for those who know what a bookie is. When your debt comes due, bookies ain't playing games. They're coming for their money. They're going to get it one way or another. And believe it or not, the one on the low totem pole, part of the totem pole, is the first to feel it. So if you are Joe Schmo business or mom and pop, this, this, and you're not in a space where you're creating finances with your finances, and you need to ask for money to keep the doors open, well, you about one payment to the doors closing forever. And we're trying to help folks figure out that there's a lot of people that are not in that position. There are a lot of people that are not working, not because, they sitting back and being lazy. They figured out that they go to work for pay. And when you can figure out how to make your money pay for itself and it can keep it going, there's something in that's worth learning.
Yep, there is.
So funding your business and being able to hire employees in a way that they would want to agree to work hard for you. That's why we're having this discussion, my business owners. Because this right here, this crypto training thing will change the way your life rolls. It will change the way your doors stay open. And it only works when you get started for yourself and you introduce it to the community. P2G is a network that actually builds on community learning. so that we can get in action. We don't just talk about we talk about the solutions. We get into the solutions. We present them. We put them in place. And this we do for small businesses, nonprofits, churches, schools, even some government entities that may be interested in learning and being trained properly. We have enough people to share and educate. We hope that you join us for our event. You're going to find some of our people that are out there that have that level of understanding, that level of education, and they teach and train. We have a huge event coming up on Saturday. We invite you to come and join so you can see the door open fully as to what's available. But in the meantime, you need to start with this, with understanding that this is just the beginning. P2G shows you how to build your income up. If you stay committed to the education process, you don't have to just learn. You can learn and become very wealthy through the learning process. It all depends on who you are about your finances. Let's get it started. So Robert Kiyosaki and this young lady here at Kitco is having a discussion about, and this is for those who are just tuning in, the current state of what's going on. We're covering October currently. I'm really glad they had his conversation, because he goes into the next part, how they're creating a solution and the concerns around it. So let's get to that.
You make of this platinum coin idea? Do you think it happening?
Fire.
And if it does, and that ceiling issue solved. Now, look, it's an accounting given at the value of his or her discretion. So in theory, Yellen could mint a $1 trillion platinum coin and deposit it in the Federal Reserve, and that ceiling issue solved. Now, look, it's an accounting gimmick to people with critical thinking, but what do you make of this platinum coin idea? Do you think it happening? And if it does happen, what impact do you think it would have?
I'd say it's desperate people doing desperate things.
Yep.
And as you and I know, the stock market, like I said, it's not the S&P 500, it's the S&P 7. And the separation between the stock market and the economy has never been worse. You know, I'm just disturbed because the money is staying only in the investor market. Every time the Fed does something, the Treasury does something, only guys like me get richer. But the money is not going into the real economy. They're not investing. They haven't invested for years in plant and equipment. So we have massive, massive unemployment and underemployment. And that's why I quote Lenin, the establishment of a central bank is 90% of communism. And the best way to destroy a capitalist system is to debauch the currency. That was in 1971 that Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. So in this book here, I kind of woke up in 1972 as a Marine pilot flying in Vietnam. And I went behind enemy lines in Vietnam looking for gold, because it was illegal in 1972 for Americans to own gold.
And yet you say that, Robert, that gold is going to crash in this, is along with the equities, along with everything else. So how does one protect one's assets if this crash that you're predicting does indeed happen, if you're saying that gold's going down with it too?
Right.
Well, because I bought gold when it was $350 an ounce. You see, every professional investor knows it's not when you sell, it's when you buy. So I bought Bitcoin at 6,000 and 7,000. So I'm just saying, I'm a pure capitalist. When markets crash, it's the best time to get rich. So I'm getting very excited about a crash coming, because the better stocks will come available. Unfortunately, Michelle, there would be massive social unrest. That's what I'm more concerned about, because we have not reinvested. The Fed and the Treasury have only invested in the investor class. They haven't invested in the working class. And the working class is without jobs, without pay, without this. Their 401ks are going to get toasted. And that's why I'm more saying, I don't like what's happening. I mean, I live in Arizona. Our southern border is wide open. In Afghanistan, they armed the Taliban. And then they took our weapons, they gave our best weapons to Russia and China. And now the Taliban will use our weapons against our only ally in the region,
All
Israel.
right, now. That's a lot of info to take in. in right now. And I want to make sure that we talk about the relevance to this, to us, to the business owner. How does this affect us? Well, who are your customers? What are their income? See, when you think of building a business, the first thing is who's your target market?
Yep.
And I like to ask, where are they getting the money to pay you for your goods and services that keep your doors open? So we've got to stop depending on a source that is dying, clearly by the numbers, stated by its creators and distributors and protectors, that it is dying. Already admitted that is a dying process. And we as business owners have to come up with a way to revive our businesses, revive our income, to create our own longevity. Well, we're introducing a way that we're already involved with. We're seeing amazing turnover and growth, and we're sharing it constantly. Why? Because it's intrinsically built into the process. Cryptocurrency don't grow unless the community takes it on.
Absolutely. It needs that circulation.
Exactly. So let's talk about it. Let's get into how we get in this. So we talked about the problem. We talked about the impact. And we want to talk about the resolution. So I usually get to the next screen first. So I'll make sure I get you on there. Robert's so amazing. I love his conversation for this.
He was, I love the fact that he started sharing that, when we pulled out of the one area that we had a stronghold in and returned it to ownership of the Taliban, that, that's actually a financial move. That very much is a financial move. I don't know if anyone actually understands that, because the easiest way that I've seen America make money is through war.
That's guaranteed pay business. That's guaranteed payday. And we want people to understand, look, this is your country. The people are the power. We're not run by anyone. We give them permission to do the work that they do.
Absolutely.
And until we get back to speaking how we want to live, everybody's like, oh, is this a revolution? No, this isn't. This is active knowledge, putting into action something that will help the process, giving the people back the power over themselves. I have no doubt that very shortly this video might get cut, but I don't really care. Why? Because as long as someone hears me, it will go and it will resonate.
It will resonate.
We have got to be the change. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? She can't wait for the sale. Okay. Thank you, Chocolate Gold. Look, I'm gonna be really honest. We're out here, we're broadcasting live. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and look for these things. I want you to hit the notification because we put out more information. We share this. We also have classes where you can join that are not broadcast, that you can get good information. We don't sell you. We don't have a sales platform. We have products and we have classes that we do sell, and those are on the platform. But in our class space, the only sales that are going on are with you. It's what you buy about your business, what you buy about your willingness to do what you have to for your own finances. See, I don't do free classes for my health. I do free classes so that you understand that this is possible and you have a value built in. That's what a business owner does for its customers. They build value, then they can make a sale because you understand what's on the table. Yes, baby, we do have management, financial and business management gurus in our space.
Yes,
I've had the pleasure of being trained by one of the best. So let's get in and start using these basic things that can help build and solidify our future and sustain. Let's get it popping. So we got some things that are going on. Let me get it going for you guys. All right. I want you guys to see this.
Currently, about 1.7 billion adults across the globe remain unbanked. 6 in 10 unbanked people have a smartphone. Everyone deserves access to financial services. Use crypto Let's be the change.
With Expert Option online trading, you can earn massive profits.
Okay. So with that said, I want you to understand something. We have so many options, and I want to share what Pundi X has to offer this platform. We'll see how it works. Hope you guys really enjoy this.
Today I'm looking for my lunch and also to get a good drink. So I'm here in a cafe area and let's try to see what we can find. Let's get some good food and good drinks. Now we are here at a very nice coffee place that supports our XPOS device and also our XPass card. Let's buy ourselves some drinks using our XPass card. Can I have a chocolate coffee?
One chocolate coffee.
Yeah.
Chocolate coffee.
So can I pay with my Pundi XPass card?
Okay.
So what I'll do is that I'll just tap the device using the card. Here we have it. We just bought ourselves a chocolate coffee using the Pundi XPass card. Can I buy a Bitcoin using my XPass card?
Of course can.
The Pundi XPoS device not only allows me to buy coffee, it also allows me to buy Bitcoin. And we can also buy Bitcoin using mobile application. This is Pundi Pundi, and let's try to buy a Bitcoin using the application. Fifi, can I buy a 0.1 Bitcoin?
Okay.
So what I'll do is that I will use the QR code and let the XPoS device scan my QR code. So I will confirm the payment using my thumbprint. Okay, or the passcode. Here I have it. I bought myself a Bitcoin. You can actually buy coffee or Bitcoin using our XPoS device and our XPass card or our application.
Okay. Now I'm really loving this because we became part of the Pundi XPoS family about almost a year ago, and it has been phenomenal. We provide cryptocurrency. People are able to purchase cryptocurrency through our XPOS as well. So we have it, and we've distributed cards where people have their cryptocurrency on their card, as well as on their XPoS wallet. So you get a wallet, you get a card at no fee to yourself at all. Once you make your purchase, you get your coin, you can swap wallets, and you learn this all very easily. Now, I'm a business owner. When I sell some of my technologies, I can actually offer t-shirts. So our t-shirts are for sale, and we offer these for cryptocurrency. We offer our Fire Stick program that we have for crypto. We have some services that we can offer for crypto if this very directly. You know, some of our techs that work with us actually will accept cryptocurrency for their services. You know, and honestly speaking, we're always looking for more techs that are repair techs that do installations. So looking for, you know, shameless plug, we're also looking to hire, Gotcha Techs is looking to hire some techs to join our team. Look, the bottom line is we're business owners and we're utilizing and benefiting from crypto. I don't have to go to a bank and get a loan to keep my doors open. I don't have to go to the government and depend on some government loan program to keep my doors open. I don't have to go through filling out a form. There's a few steps that I can go and do that would allow me to have something that's leverageable. I don't have to worry about being denied because of bad credit in the past, not paying off bills because of hard times. I don't have that problem. In the world of decentralized finance, which is what we're talking about, digital finance, there are more options for the average person to grow and expand on what you have. From just pennies, starting with pennies. People think you need a whole lot of money for this thing to work for you, but you don't. Really what you need to start with is the knowledge. And until you get the basics on how it works, It's just an idea or thought that scares you or intrigues you. And we're here to take that out of the equation for you. P2G Networks is an education platform that's education and application, and we're built by the people who share this. We're built from the students of the space. So you have people who have come into the space, learned, and moved forward as teachers because they have benefited unbelievably. So let's get started. That is the key. The first thing you can do is get in touch with us at P2G. If you're very interested in the PundiX system, we here in the United States, see that's in Singapore. If you would like, we are one of the delegates for the United States.
Yes.
We are more than happy to help you get started. Okay, and we're more than happy to help you to understand and train you in starting cryptocurrency in your business and with your customers.
Onboarding, bringing customers, the whole thing. And
How
training
easy is
so
it for
cool.
you to find crypto in your neighborhood now?
I just use it. If I really need to look, I go on the Coin Market Radar and I find it. Any store that has cryptocurrency, I will find it. And it's just as simple as going to an application on your computer or on your phone. Would you be happening to pull it up right now? Is that
Yeah,
what
I'm about to do that because I want to show business owners just how simple it is. This process is so simple and so carefree. It is ridiculous. It's scary how you can locate. You know, I got some folks out here in the audience. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this stream because it's so crucial for businesses and even entrepreneurs. We have a program that teaches people how to run fundraisers using blockchain technology, ones that are fully sustainable for years into fundraising, not needing to ask for another dime. Then the people can also benefit. Here we are. Blockchain has changed the game of finance. And until you understand it, or until you start to learn it, it's very difficult and very frustrating to watch people grow. And just to know that all they did was take the time to learn. So right now I'm on a website anyone can go to. It's called Coin ATM Radar. If you ever want to know how much Bitcoin is available in your neighborhood or how close Bitcoin is available to you near you, I like it. So we're going to search by zip code. In this case, I'm going to use one that's in my town, but not near me, a little further out. And what you do is this is a locator. It locates all of the ATMs that are on this particular Coin ATM Radar's, the manufacturer's list. And wherever those Bitcoin machines are, that shows you how many areas are participating in cryptocurrency acquisition in your area. So we're just going to go on Bitcoin, but look at how many coins can be on a machine. Okay. And we're just going into buy because where we are at, there's not many sellers. So according to that location, and this says, based on your search, it's called Brother Rice High School, okay, in this area, but it says Chicago, Illinois. I don't think so. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a little more of an address. So 100,
How about, why don't you put 50 Broadway, because that's that area.
Sounds like a plan. Broadway. So you see how simple it is. This is what
Broadway. New York, New York.
Okay, New York, New York. We try to keep it as close as possible. So it's searching, it's a random address in the New York area out here where I'm at. It put it under Westchester County. That's as close as it's going to get to where we are now. Okay, so this says it's in New York. And it's 12 kilometers. About how far is that, Mr. Thomas?
26 miles.
About 6 miles?
26.
26 miles. Wow. So that's a little bit of a ways from me. But look at this. These aren't that far from each other.
Let me make sure.
Oh, it's okay. These say that they're in New York. Let's take a look at where this one is, because it'll give the address, which is I'm really excited about. When you click the location that's closest to you, I'll show you what comes up.
I'm incorrect. I'm sorry. 7 miles.
That's great. It's still in New York. So if I was going to find a machine close by because I wanted to buy if I didn't already sell it, I would be able to go to this location, take a look. Okay. This is the address to where I would be able to go if I was in this particular area. And then from here, if in case there was a problem at this machine, I have been given up to 11 kilometers more of a distance. So there's 3 kilometers here. There's 4.1, 7.3 from this location where I could go and get Bitcoin. It's an interconnected web of locators, allowing you to see the different types of machines that are available in your neighborhood. This is like an what do they call that? It's like a, I guess it would be like a search engine just for Bitcoin machines around you.
Yep.
Now, what Pundi does is turn this process. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Let's get some details. So they give you, look at that. Look at the rate at which you can buy Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin up to 60 grand yet?
Not my last check. No, it was at 58.
I have it currently at 56 on Cash App, which is a beautiful thing. But this one has the buy rate up, giving you a smaller portion. Yes. We have it at 56 on a local app that you can acquire it. But at this store, meaning that the business owner is getting, the person that owns that Bitcoin machine is getting a percentage higher and giving you less Bitcoin as a buyer, plus adding 9.8% to the charge.
Almost 10% to use their machine.
Okay. So the person that owns the machine is getting paid lovely in Bitcoin. Well, what if you didn't need to have a whole machine? Let's take a look. So this one doesn't have the picture. I kind of like the ones that have the picture, which show you where it's at in their spot. So let's take a look.
Excuse me.
I want to show you what a Bitcoin machine looks like. Especially
Spring Valley. Wow.
Spring Valley. We're familiar with that location.
Yeah,
wow,
I know
they
that
don't
is.
have their picture. They also are at 60,000. So these machines are very common. Let's see if the quick stop are allowed for the picture, because we want you to see where it is. Most places will put a picture up and show you where the machine can be found on their premises. There we go. Park Ridge. This one's online. All right, bye. Oh, these guys are kind of shy, but in this machine, they have 3 different coins. The fees on the machine are reported as disabled, but the machine is active. It's stated right here. The provider, report by provider just now online. The machine is online. Have not heard in a while. The feedback hasn't been heard from in a while. But you can always call or text over to the store that is in it and ask them if the machine works, because you have the number. and
And they
information.
seem to have different types of machines actually out there.
Yes, there are. Did you notice that? Okay.
Mm.
So we won't get to see the picture of where the machine is in these stores. But if you come to this, you go to one that's local to you, put your zip code in and make sure it goes to the location where your computer is registering at. So that way you can see for yourself. See how many of your neighbors as business owners have a Bitcoin machine in their spot. That'll tell you, just like ATM machines, how many people are walking around with Bitcoin in their wallet. And the question you should ask yourself is, why don't you accept Bitcoin? It's money. Someone is selling it. Would you like to be selling it and accepting it? All right.
That's a
So for
twofold
my-
win.
Exactly. So right now, we want to just share with you a few of the basic win-win situations we have going on here with Bitcoin. For cryptocurrency, to accept and to sell Bitcoin cryptocurrency, this program, the PundiX machine, offers the benefit of gaining new customer bases with more money to spend. Their
Absolutely.
finances are progressing and they're managing them better than most people who are having cash, because people handling cash, as you can tell and have been seen, cannot control the value change. People who hold cash cannot control the value change like people who hold crypto. This offers no volatility to the business owner. When the machine receives whichever cryptocurrency they pay you in, and there are up to 9 cryptocurrencies they can pay in, you get USDT or DAI, a stable coin. So the dollar amount becomes stabilized. Exactly. Then there are no back charges.
Yes,
It is a
yes.
Transaction, yes. It's a one-way transaction. It allows you to be able to work out any returns to your customer. No third-party company taking in information, telling you the customer canceled. The blockchain handles it in private wallets that are one way and verified.
Absolutely. Benefit to the business owner.
And Mr. Thomas shared with us an extra benefit. What happens if you accept crypto? You're able to pay in crypto to keep your business growing.
And
You're
keep
able
it,
to utilize, yes.
keep your finances stable. One coin in, one coin out, or
That's
multiple
right.
coins in, multiple coins out.
Exactly. You're able to now function in an asset that grows in value. And because you're part of P2G networks, if you join our network, whether you buy something or not, you'll learn how to manage it and keep your business and your finances growing themselves. It kind of takes all the work comes from you out of it all. So if you're looking to expand your finances and looking for ways to build and grow your finances, join us at p2gnetworks.com.
Would
We
love to
have
have you.
classes. We would love to have you. But we'd even more so invite you to come to our large events where you can get more information about how all of the ways cryptocurrency is changing the world and how businesses like yours are getting in and taking advantage. You don't need to be a Fortune 5 anything. You just need to be interested in growing yourself and your business. We share this information every week. We hope that you join us and share this information with others, because it is so important that other people, other businesses, that we all as a community learn this together. Because if we don't, where will we be? Robert Kiyosaki said it himself. What disturbs him is that all of the funding that they talk about is in the investment sector.
sector.
And if you're not in the investment sector, you cannot benefit from any of these things they talk about changing.
Investors don't give money back.
Let's get you in the game, my friends. Let's get
Come
you.
on, come
in the
on,
game.
come on.
We'll see you again. See you this weekend on
Yes, can't wait to
Saturday,
see you
but
this
even more
weekend.
so, don't forget, don't you miss class next week. Don't miss class next week. We'll talk to you soon. Peace from P2G Networks family.
See you soon.